Hey guys, it's Spoot from Fort Misery Gaming. Gonna make this one a little more direct since I got a lot to cover. So there are two banners dropping tomorrow, and we're gonna cover them both in one book. We've got the New Year's Eve banner, which is the Kimono banner, and then we have the new International banner, which has the new classes. So we'll go over New Year's Eve first. Heads up, this is probably a skip for pretty much everybody. There's almost nothing on here anybody wants, especially considering what you'll find out in the international ones. So Alice Kimono, looking good. It's a sort of regular thing. It's got a lot of physical attack on it for its Arcana, so on the off chance you wanted, 700 physical attack, it's pretty good. Otherwise, it's fine. Weapon is Flame God's Force. It's tier 3, 1 to 2 damage hammer. It has a chance to decrease their Fizz and Mag attack by a small amount with physical debuff 2. At 80, it's got about 4,700 stats, which is pretty low. So these are all kind of scaled down, and we're getting them a little early. So don't be shook. Red Riding Hood Kimono. She's the physical defense part of this banner, 700 Fizz defense. And she is a breaker. She has the Tsurugi, excuse me. Also, the Usumadori was the other one, in case you were wondering if I know how to pronounce Japanese words. Flames of Leeching 3. It's got lifesteal on it, but it's only DC 1. Later on, it does get more physical attack, but again, at 80, 4,800 stats. So you're looking at 300 to 400 below sort of what you're expecting. So you could probably find something to use this for, but considering the other banner is a stat banner, I don't really see any reason not to. We have the Shackle Curse, the Dancer's Fan. I actually really like this book. So it reduces physical attack and defense of one enemy by 3 tiers, and it's a support boon 1. It's a pretty decent book if you need it. Otherwise, it's kind of mediocre, but it's also got closer to 4,800 stats on 80 once you L it. So, decent. I actually like the book. And then you got Mumito, Rampage of Heat. It increases your own physical defense and magical defense by a small amount. Chance to hit 2 enemies because it's a hammer, and it's got P attack debuff 2. Again, 4,800 stats. The sub-weapons on here have better stats just overall. It's also got like 1,700 P attack, which is kind of crazy. I'm still going to tell you to skip it, even though I actually really like that book. You'll find out why in a second. So we have the international classes coming out, which are pretty sweet. So we have a gunner, and at level 10 you get 1 cost. So just by having these classes, there's 2 cost in it. That doesn't seem like a big deal, but 2 cost, as we learned through the 3 Little Pigs change, is the difference between a 17 and a 19 cost, or a 16 and an 18 cost in your grid. It can turn into a massive difference in stats. The stats are pretty evenly split, too. It's 400. So with the Arcana, it's 400 magic attack and 400 magic defense, so that's not bad. It's not obviously 800, but it is split a little more evenly. Also, considering cost 1 without Arcana is woof. She has the Bow of Bondage. It is a tier 3, 1 damage to 1 enemy, and has a chance to decrease their magical attack by 1. And it's got an MDef debuff on it. 5,100 stats on it, which is sort of where you would rather be on pulling weapons. You've got Kaguya as a crusher. I had this pegged for a cleric because that looks like a cleric outfit, but you can trust Kaguya to dress in something to show off, because why not? Same thing on this one, except she's physical based, so she's got 400 physical attack, 400 physical defense, and cost 1 at level 10, so considering these are both on a step banner, it's recommended you probably try to do these. It's one of the better investments you're going to be able to get. Cost is king in this game. We have the Axe of Masochism for her. Lightning Assault, so it's up to 2 targets, tier 3 damage, and you have a chance to increase your own P attack by a little bit. Also has P attack debuff on it. Almost 5,200 stats, which again is kind of where you want to be. They also have a Dauntless Courage 2 orb. I'm not talking about it past that. I just think that's a wonderful troll. Immortal Flute, you increase is a tier 4 magic attack buff with Weapon Repair 2, which is not awful in this specific lineup. I actually kind of like this one. 5,200 stats, though. Pretty good. Level 80, you've got 1,700 attack on it. So that's impressive. Weapon Repair 2 is obviously less than ideal, but still very useful. Absolutely crazy to me. Looks like the weapons were nerfed from Japan too. Oh yeah, look at that. The axe had 6,300 stats on it when it came out, so they were nerfed pretty ridiculously. Oh, because it has Dauntless Courage 3 on it. Good God. So these were the Dauntless Courage 3 weapons that came out. So we are getting significantly nerfed versions of these weapons, which is fine. I'm not super upset about it, but man, that extra cost is just too much. So, too long, didn't read. If you're looking for it, pretty much, since this is a step banner, pretty much everybody has to pull on this one. The extra 2 cost, you will have to do 2 rotations. It sucks, I'm sorry. But much like the 3 Little Pigs banner, it's just very hard to pass these up, because cost is such a huge boon in this instance of gaming. So no worries. I would probably skip New Year's. I wouldn't worry too much about New Year's. But the international ones, yeah, you probably want to yank those. So, all right, you guys have a good New Year's, and I have a special video coming out tomorrow that I talked with a B tier guild leader. We sort of chit-chatted about the game for a little bit, so I'll put that up tomorrow for you guys. So everybody have a happy New Year's. You guys be good.